What's up and good morning, guys? How are you? Alex here from Hoppos. We are back with another video for you guys. And well, we have some updates on the SEMA stuff. Let me show you guys. We're making progress. Here is stand number 1, which is actually a 2-pump front, back, side kit. We got that one all done up. We still got to do the back side of this one, but we got the 2-pump done. We got the 3-pump setup done. And we got the 4-pump setup done. So now we had the guys last night pre-pull us a whole bunch of parts. We're going to be working on the air ride setups. We're going to be doing our slam manifold. So using the Slam Specialties MC1SS, which is the 8-switch air ride controller. Also using the manifold and the Viair 444Cs. That's going to be display number 1. Display number 2 is going to be individual 8-valve setup. So that is going to have the individual valves, the fittings, the tanks, the compressors, all that good stuff. So we are waiting on this today. Hopefully, if all goes well, we can get all these 2 done, which will pretty much be on the back sides of one of these 2. We're doing all hydro on one side, all air on the other side. So depending on what show we could go, we could flip them or bring the attention to one more than the other, or vice versa, or we could just display both. We're also gonna have a whole bunch of extra parts that we're gonna do. So we're making definitely good progress on this. We are almost on track. We are a little behind schedule, not too bad. When we talked to our SEMA rep, they told us we were way ahead of schedule, which we feel like we're behind schedule. But hey, we're doing what we can in our time fashion while still keeping the business up and running. We're here nice, bright and early. We got some of the guys here, not too many. Oh, we also got a tool that just got delivered right now, which we definitely needed because we're working on a new setup, pretty much, to make things a little faster, a little more efficient for us. We do a lot of the manual milling stuff just because we do like 1 and 2, like one-off stuff. But we're gonna set it up for production. That's right. Hopefully today or tomorrow. Papi Muñeño over here. Hi, Papi Muñeño. You like your new nickname, huh? Vic, come on, give these guys a little conversation here, dude.
What do you want me to say? Like,
I don't want you to say anything. I want you to give these guys a speech from the heart.
It's Friday. Thank God.
We don't talk about God and politics on YouTube.
Oh,
it's not allowed.
My bad.
It's against the community guidelines.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. This guy hates the camera on him. If I leave this thing rolling on him all day, you guys will hear him talking crap. But look at, get to work. We got a whole bunch of Y-bones to do. We got a whole bunch of wishbones to do. We have a whole bunch of other catching up to do, along with our standard production and shipping that we do every single day. I need to learn to get away from this because it just leaves a weird color behind me. So let's get to it. We got a lot of, like I said, we got to set up that machine, set up the new jig, and then get it all squared up and lined up, because that is going to be a focus today. I got to knock out about 40 pieces or so. And I've never used this tool. This thing looks gnarly. So this is the new tool. This thing is gnarly. Man, you don't want to stick your fingers in that thing. It'll chop you up. So we got to get this thing set up. It's so sharp you can see, look, it's cutting the actual container it's in. Alright, let's get this back in before I lose a finger. So guys, taking out the jaws here is one thing I absolutely hate just because of the tight clearance. I know I'm meant to use this little stubby guy and come in here and it barely clears and you have to wiggle it like that guy. Normally an impact or nothing fits in here, but luckily our new Makita electric ratchet, makes that a breeze. Look at that, one-handed. Alright, this guy is staying over here on the machine shop side. I love it. Kind of lost track of time on Friday. I didn't really film as much as I really wanted to just because just how busy we were. We had just a counter full of customers all day. But we were able to manage to get a few air setups on the displays for SEMA. Let me show you guys real quick. We ended up getting up our front, back, side to side individual valve kit here. We also set it up with full 58 to 64 Impala bracket kit. So you see all the hardware that it comes with. You see all the brackets. You see all the bags, all the valves. You see everything that this setup comes with. We put this one with the option of the black 444s on it. just because we already had these laying around here. So kind of worked out, but I really dig the setup, the way this one looks. We also have, oh man, you can't see it. Let me go around the other side. Also started our slam manifold kit, which you guys can kind of see the slam manifold right there. We did a nice little bracket for the controller, and we still have to get the brackets for the 65 Impala that we're going to put on here, get those all powder coated. But this is looking good. We are officially done with that one. This one should be done today, and then we got the back of this one, and then just one full complete. So we're making great progress on this. It's along exactly like we planned. We kind of caught up. We were a little behind schedules, but we caught up on that. So today we are back. It is gloomy today. We had a great weekend. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. Did a whole bunch of house projects too. So now we're gonna head to the back. We're gonna see what Vic's up to right now. We also know that we got a whole bunch of shipping because we just printed out the orders, and that's a little scary. But we also got a fun day planned on the 30th, I believe. Makita Tools is coming over to do a full video and photo session here using a whole bunch of their tools. So I'm very excited to be teaming up with them and to see what that has to offer. Speaking of Makita Tools, look, we came into the shop today. We got 1, 2, 3 new drills. Plus we got 2 more angle grinders. Bam! Look at that. Very excited. And if you guys don't have these Husky Air Blowers, dude, these things are like the best ones we've ever used. But somehow all of our 3H drives keep coming up missing. So we've got a few more of those. Super excited. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, plus the 5/16, which we use all the time for self tappers. Excited. Very excited. I always like when new tools show up. It's like Christmas for us. It's time to get to work.
Think that I'm a freak when I'm talking to myself, but it's like I was too weak to be someone else. You could think that I'm a creep when I'm singing all alone, but it's like I couldn't see straight on my own. When I fall, we start again, and when I feel like I'm just dead, and when I call, it comes again.
So we have a G-body frame off stress wrap kit being cut up. Also, we got some A-arm plates being cut up for our good buddies over at Homies Hydraulics. We're gonna be plating these up for them, making out the templates and the steel pieces, and then we'll be giving that over to Anthony. Then, after this is all done, we got a convertible kit, 2 wishbones, a Y-bone, and what else we got? We got a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, we also got trailing arms too. We gotta do trailing arms too. just finished these also right here. These are the cover plates for Anthony from Homies. These are working, and these are just molding plates. You guys see there. It goes around this section. Obviously, this has to be bent into shape, but nice clean fitment all the way back to the bushing. Boom. The lower one needs a little bit of adjusting. I got a bigger gap on this side than this side, so I just got trimmed down this section here and readjusted in the program. That way we get it all paralleled out here. That way when you weld it, it all matches. But this is really, really close. I just got to take away about a 1/16 or so more on this side. But we're looking good both ways. They're all done. Just got to get them final checked, cleaned up, and these are ready to get shipped out. And now we're gonna get some trailing arms done, some drop downs done, and some lower trailing arms done right now. I gotta get them welded. Let's go. So now that those are all done, we gotta move on to the next project here. We got a pallet we gotta ship out, which I believe the guys are packing up right now. And then we also got a whole bunch of inbound stuff coming in today too. So we're waiting on that right now. It's just been nonstop. I feel like I've been just jumping all over the place. I've been welding, been grinding, like blah, all over the place. But the day's almost done. The day is almost done. No, just kidding. I still got 2 wishbones I gotta restock. We just sold 2 wishbones, so I gotta restock those now. So those should be done right now. We just finished up the pallet. That pallet's shipping out. That's actually headed out to Canada right now. Then we got the guys working on a whole bunch of motors that just came inbound. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pallets that just showed up right now of motors. So that's all good. The guys are going to be putting that away right now. So with that being said, get you guys motors while you can. Our good old Syncrowave 200 miller. It got a little scared right now and peed itself. Not a good sign. We're in the middle of tigging right now, and I noticed I normally run the cord over my shoulder, and I noticed it was getting real hot, and then I took it off and I realized we just blew a coolant line. I don't know how. I mean, this is probably about 5-6 years old, so gotta try to get a replacement real quick for this. I was in the middle of production on the wishbones, and yeah, I need to get back up and running. So we gotta figure out, we gotta move all this stuff, figure out what's going on here, clean all this up. It's just water, honestly, but gotta get this all situated so we get up and running again. Luckily for us, we've had issues like this happen before where you don't want it to happen, so we stock extra of these. As you can tell, this box is pretty old because we've had it since we bought the TIG, I think. Since we bought the water cooler, actually. So we actually got another Weldtech here. This is an extra one that we bought, and boom, brand new. So thank God for this. This should save us. Just gotta double check it real quick, but it should. So the Weldtech did save us, which we did put it on right now. But the bad part is, because it burst, it spewed out all the freaking coolant everywhere. So even though I replaced the line, which luckily we had, we need coolant now. So now I just Googled the closest welding supply next to us. So there's one about 4 miles away. So I'm going to shoot over there right now just because I need to get up and running again. I need to catch up on all this stuff, and I need to get it shipped out. The guys are waiting for me to get this stuff to shipping. So I'm going to shoot over there real quick and see. Hopefully they have some. Just pulled up here. Let's go see what they got. Okay, so let's just say this is the world's most expensive water. And we bought technically the off-brand. $73 for 2 gallons of water, pretty much. Supposedly what I've read, I've never done it personally, is it's just distilled water. This says it just has a low mineral count, which I don't know. We've never really tried it. People have told me you could put it in there. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, if you guys have experience with any type of water coolers for TIG systems. But yeah, I heard you could put distilled water, but we've also never done it, so I don't want to take a chance right now. So 2 gallons of this, $73. Woo! All right. Well, we better strap these guys in the seatbelt, because These are more valuable than me. And the bad luck continues. So after we replaced the coolant in there, we topped it off. I let it run 2-3 minutes. It was good. Everything was flowing fine. Then I look back and there's another puddle. We had a brass fitting. I don't know if you're gonna see that. I don't know if it's gonna focus. It cracked right at the bottom, which I have no idea because this fitting has not been loosened or tightened ever. But it cracked. So luckily we actually had some of those here, which I was kind of shocked because the fitting in front of it is a left-hand thread, which we don't carry any left-hand threads here. But luckily we had that one, which adapted back to a right-hand thread. So thank God. So now it's up and running. I'm letting it run again for like 2-3 minutes right now as I'm filming this. We're gonna see, I'm gonna do some test welds right now, make sure we're all good, make sure the torch is actually staying cool. And then from there, hopefully we should be A-okay. But this little thing's giving me some headaches right now, I'm telling you. But hopefully it's all fixed and we get back to production. Well, we are on our way home now. Day is over. Today was a long day. We just were kind of jumping around from one project to the next project. I felt like I was just welding one thing, and then 2 minutes later I was cutting something and then grinding something else and re-welding something else. It was a nightmare. It was a good day. We were actually really productive. We got a lot done. I was actually really impressed with how much we got done today. The crew freaking killed it. Shipping went out like crazy. Now, just heading home. So thank you guys for always liking, sharing, subscribing. If you guys don't already subscribe, make sure you guys subscribe now. And you guys have a good one. I'm out.